You know, it's kind of like you put out an oil well fire with a stick of dynamite. They say, well, we're knocking this out. These protests are dangerous. The terror threat is real. Men, we got to go out and stage an event to keep everybody safe. And that's what they do.
And there are those elements that will always do that. We have elements in society will always, you know, do those kind of things. And so we have to expect it. And I've listened to you talk about this before, but I wanted to bring that fact out to put it in people's minds up front. If you hadn't mentioned it earlier, and I don't know whether you had.
No, I don't think I have.
The point is, we got to know that the public has got to know that this anarchist reaction that you see all over the media right now, they're not calling them terrorists anymore, they're anarchists. It's all planned that way. It's all propaganda.
Well, the police herd everybody to a certain spot, then the anarchists come out then, turn over a trash can, throw a rock, and then the anarchists always pull back. The police wait. You'll even see anarchists, and we've caught this on tape, they'll do a hand signal, and then they move back and the cops open fire.
That's right. So we want the public to know that this is all planned. It's planned by the power behind our government.
Well, they want to delegitimize all these tens of thousands of peaceful people. They do it with a handful of scum. And it's just, what would the police and the corrupt system do without the anarchist thugs? They would have to attack people that had done nothing, and then Hitler staged an attack on his own base to attack Poland. Operation Northwoods, the same deal. Operation Gleiwitz. Operation Ajax, it's declassified. I want to play this worship piece of Obama. Then I want to come back and get into a little bit on the economy, what you see happening in the next few months of the year with the G20, and why they're announcing their world government. But here is one of many videos. The kids are in uniforms in some videos, chanting, city year in military outfits, red and black uniforms, climate cops, Boy Scouts trained to spy on their parents and to, quote, take on disgruntled veterans, New York Times. It's all happening. But here are the children literally worshiping Obama like we're North Korea. Did you hear that? Hit pause. Did you hear that quote from Jesus Loves All the Little Children? Then they do Battle Hymn of the Republic. But then now it's Obama comes marching on. See, when Obama said he wants to start speaking to the kids on telescreens, on big TV screens, the original curriculum said to teach them to serve him and work with him. Then he backed off and said, oh, it'll just be an anti-drug speech. This is the Sovietization of America, Bob Chapman.
Absolutely. It's mind-boggling and it's mind-washing. They get
what do we do about this?
To be zombies. All we can do is expose it. I mean, Congress won't do anything. The Senate won't do anything. And we'll have to do the best we can until the die is cast. And when that happens, the whole thing's going to blow sky high. And it won't only be in America. It's going to happen all over the world.
Well, I mean, this is classical tyranny. They're hitting on all cylinders, secret police, militarized police, saying you can't march or demonstrate, attacking people, provocateurs, open world government, foreign banks looting us. Bob Chapman, I mean, they're openly 8,000-plus articles today in Google News. Today, 8,000 newspapers are reporting world government is here and how wonderful it is, and that Obama is now president of the planet.
And that will continue because they own the media, and we're fighting them from the other side, and it's not going to stop.
Briefly, Bob, we're going to...
And, you know, it's just like with the financial thing. We don't know when they're going to pull the plug, but they're going to pull it. We also know that they're going to use biological warfare to, what would I call it, pacify the people so they won't run and get the gun to defend themselves, that they'll just sit around and wait for somebody to collect them because they're ill.
That's right. It's a perfect soft kill operation to make everybody stand down. For the police and military that don't know what the New Order means for them, they are always the most preyed upon group once the takeover has happened.
Well, just go back to what Henry Kissinger said, generally paraphrasing him. They're dumb animals, you know. They're cannon fodder.
Yeah, he said military men are dumb animals and published it.
Well, that just shows you the disdain and arrogance that they have. You know, let me tell you something. No matter what happens to people, they're not going to make it. The people behind the scenes who are causing this. It's just that we're going to pay a terrible price as humanity because we wouldn't listen, generally speaking. And they're going to lose. Because people will, there are certain people, and all we need is 5 to 10% of the population who refuse to live on their knees.
We're going to go out with the battle hymn of the Republic with the children worshiping Obama with his name in place of the Republic. We'll come back with Bob Chapman on the economy. It's the G20 world government being announced. I'll be live Sunday, 4 to 6 p.m. Please tell your friends, your family, your neighbors about the show. Even if they don't have an AM or FM station in their area or satellite or shortwave WWCR, they can listen at Infowars.com. And even if you don't listen online, friends and family do. Tell them about the free podcast at the listen link at Infowars.com. In the next hour, it will be up for sale. You can be the first people to order. What's coming out October 21st, so we'll ship it to you first. That is Fall of the Republic. You can read the description of the film. It's all going up in the online shopping cart at PrisonPlanet.com and Infowars.com. The next hour, we'll have links over to the shopping cart as well from the website with the trailer up there, falloftherepublic.com. That's falloftherepublic.com. Bob Chapman, in closing, the economy. Things aren't going well. They're starting to drop their takeover of health care. A lot of their entire agenda is stalling. Do you think they're going to stage terror attacks? What is the establishment going to do, and what do you see happening in the economy?
Well, they have the problems, as you just mentioned, cap and trade as well, which they're pushing very hard now with the president's speech, as well as Clinton getting up there and running around on his hind legs. And next, we've got the turmoil that's going to occur during the month of October from the swine flu situation. I hope you got my email. And also, we're going to have the dollar down at around 71.18, and the USDX is currently around 77. And what's going to happen is that they're going to tell you, and they are in the process of doing so, that they're going to start removing all of this money and credit that they have injected into the system. And that cannot happen without the entire economy collapsing. And so I don't think they're ready yet to go for it. It's going to happen probably in the next year and a half. I don't know when, but I don't think
so. It's kind of like the hesitation at the edge of a 200-foot cliff about to jump into the water. They're kind of hesitating, getting everybody ready, sending up trial balloons. Tell people what it will look like if the dollar is dumped.
There will be an official devaluation, probably one new one for 3 old ones. There will be a default on debt. That will be coordinated entirely by a meeting, such as the Smithsonian, and then later in the 80s, the Plaza Accords. And they will revalue and devalue all currencies against one another, and they will probably chop off 2/3 of the debt, and the debtors will pay back 1/3. How that will affect individuals within individual economies, I don't know. I know what the logical thing to do is, but goodness knows they may not use the logical thing, which is to reduce debt by the same amount domestically. And that's what we got coming as far as money and credit is concerned. How do you protect yourself? You got to be in gold. It's the only place, gold and silver.
But what you said is key for laymen that don't understand. Institutions and big globalist groups are going to have their debt forgiven and a devaluation of currency. But they're probably going to keep all the maximum debts on us, keep increasing taxes, and just billy club it out of us like the sheriff of Nottingham in the days of Robin Hood.
Absolutely. That's probably the way they'll go.
And the people are in for it, and the police are being brainwashed like attack dogs against us right now. TheInternationalForecaster.com. We'll link to this big breaking news at PrisonPlanet.com on the flu that Bob was just telling you about. Bob Chapman, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me, and thank everybody for listening.
You bet. You can go to TheInternationalForecaster.com and get a free copy of his newsletter. It's excellent.